Good morning. Are you ready for our fourth day today in our grammar? All right, so we're going to look in your book. You're going to need your book out here in just a second, and we're going to be on page 37. But before you turn to that, I need you to think. Put your thinking cap on. Buckle it. Are you ready like Freddie? Let's do it. Now, we've been talking about Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Remember that picture we looked at, that painting at the first of the week? That was pretty cool. You could walk beside a wolf. You could pet a bear. None of the animals were afraid of you, and you weren't afraid of the animals, and they wouldn't eat you. It would have been awesome to live there. What do you think Adam and Eve did in the garden every day? I mean, did they just walk around? What do you think they did? You think they worked? Maybe they picked the fruit, the fruit they were supposed to eat. Or do you think they played with the animals? Maybe they played games. Maybe they just talked. I don't know. What would you do every day if you lived in a garden? What would you do all day? I mean, would you play hide and go seek? Would you make friends with the animals? Would you plant a garden? Would you climb a tree? Would you go around smelling all the flowers? Would you take a nap in the bushes? What would you do if you lived in a garden all day? I want you to think about that. If I lived in a garden, I think I'd probably sleep. I'd probably sleep a lot. I'd find a soft spot under a tree where there was shade if it was hot. And I would take a nap, a long nap. And then I'd get up and I'd go look for some berries to eat. I'd eat some berries. What else would I do? What would you do if you lived in a garden? Well, that's what I want you to do today. I want you to think about if you lived in a garden. It doesn't have to be the Garden of Eden. It could be any garden. What if you lived in a garden full of corn? Or a garden full of pumpkins? That'd be so cool. I love pumpkins. What if you lived in a garden full of rice or beans or tomatoes or flowers? Oh, that'd be great. Or just a big garden with all kinds of stuff. So I want you to think about that today, okay? And I want you to really think about it. And then what you're going to do is, I'm going to show you your pages in a minute. You're going to get to draw a picture of you in a garden. Maybe something that you're doing. And then I want you to write a sentence about it. You can write more sentences if you want to, but I want you to write one really good sentence and tell me about what you would do, okay? Let's look at our page. Okay, here's your page. It's in your book. It's on page 37. Make sure you get that page out. Now, have you been thinking about what you would do if you lived in a garden? I want you to draw a picture of whatever kind of garden you would be living in. Make it nice and colorful. And if you want to put yourself in there, you can. You don't have to. Maybe some animals or whatever. Make a nice, good one, okay? And then on the next page, on page 38, there's 2 lines. I would like for you to write one sentence about living in the garden. Make sure you start your sentence with a capital letter. Make sure you end it with a punctuation mark. Now, if you ask a question, you'll put a question mark. If you want to say it with great excitement, you put an exclamation mark. If you're just telling me something, just use a period. Okay? Now, you can write more sentences if you want to. But make sure you write just one good sentence about you living in a garden. And right down here, you can keep drawing your picture some more if you would like to, okay? When you're finished with this, you can practice your spelling. And then after your spelling, I'd like for you to read your book a little bit more, okay? That's all for today.